You get paid on Friday, and by Sunday night, your account is almost empty again. And you tell yourself, next month I'll finally save more, but somehow it never changes. But here's what nobody teaches you. The problem isn't what you're spending, it's what you're not investing in. There's money that leads your life and money that builds your life. In your 20s, that difference is everything. Because every month you wait is money you'll never get back. Today, I'm giving you 10 assets that build wealth quietly while you sleep, work, or waste time on your phone. Let's fix that. My name doesn't matter. What matters is this. An asset is anything that puts money into your pocket. A liability takes money out of your pocket. That jacket, liability. Your Netflix, liability. A skill that lets you earn more, asset. A stock that pays you dividends, asset. The goal of your 20s isn't to look rich, it's to become rich, quietly, strategically, one asset at a time. And in the next few minutes, I'll show you 10 assets that can quietly change your financial future, even if your income never increases. And listen carefully, number 1 and number 10 on this list are the most powerful, and the ones most people completely ignore. The first asset you need to invest in is yourself. The highest returning asset on this entire list costs the least to start. That's you. Meet Kevin, 24 years old, working a basic data entry job, earning just enough to get by. He spent 4 months learning Excel and basic data analysis on free platforms. Within a year, he was earning 2.5x his original salary. No degree upgrade, no fancy certification, just a skill the market needed. Investing in yourself, courses, books, a new language, coding, design, compounds faster than any stock, and nobody can take it away from you. Quick tip, even 20 minutes of learning per day adds up to over 120 hours a year. That's a full university semester, completely free. Next, let's talk about index funds. Forget trying to pick the next big stock. Most professionals can't even do that reliably. Instead, buy a small piece of everything. That's what an index fund does. It tracks hundreds of companies at once. Kevin started putting just $100 a month into a broad market index fund at age 22 and never touched it. By age 45, based on historical averages, he'd be looking at well over $100,000 from $100 a month. You don't need to be a genius. You need to be consistent. Another powerful asset most people ignore is a digital product. Here's one most people in their 20s completely overlook. Create something once, sell it forever. Kevin loved budgeting, so one weekend he built a simple budget spreadsheet with automatic calculations and color-coded categories. He listed it on a digital marketplace for $7. 2 years later, that same spreadsheet is still selling, every single month. Money coming in while he's at work, at the gym, or asleep. You don't need a massive audience. You need a useful product and the right platform. What if your money started paying you just for holding it? That's where dividend-paying stocks. Some companies pay you just for owning their shares. Every quarter, like clockwork, money lands in your account. This is called a dividend. Kevin started small, just a few shares of stable dividend-paying companies, nothing dramatic. But he reinvested every single dividend payment back, buying more shares each time. That's compounding doing its quiet, powerful work. Slow at first, then suddenly significant. Now, let's talk about something simple but important. A high-yield savings account. Before you invest, you need an emergency fund. But where you park that money matters. Kevin used to keep his savings in a regular bank account, earning almost nothing in interest. Then he switched to a high-yield savings account through an online bank. Same money, same safety. But now it's earning 10 to 15 times more interest than before. It's not glamorous, but it's smart. If you do nothing else from this video, just pick one of these assets. That alone can change your next 10 years. We're halfway through, but now we're moving into the assets that actually start building serious wealth. At some point, you need more than just saving and investing. You need to start earning more, and that's where a small online business comes in. You don't need to quit your job. You need a side stream. Kevin started managing social media for 2 local businesses on weekends, just 5 hours a week. Within 3 months, he was making an extra $400 a month. He didn't spend it, he invested it. That $400 a month, consistently invested, doesn't just sit there. Over a decade, it quietly transforms into something that changes his entire financial future. What if something you create today keeps working for you months or even years later? That's the power of your content. Every video, article, or podcast episode you publish becomes a permanent asset. Kevin started a simple YouTube channel explaining personal finance basics. Nothing fancy, just screen recordings and his voice. He posted once a week. 18 months later, old videos were still getting discovered, still getting views, still earning ad revenue, still attracting freelance clients. He created it once. It kept working long after. Now, let's talk about something most people delay: a retirement account. This one is boring. This one is also one of the most powerful things on this list. Kevin's friend waited until 32 to start his retirement account. Kevin started at 22. They contributed the same amount every month. By retirement, Kevin ended up with nearly double what his friend had. Same contributions, 10 years difference, completely different outcome. Start at 22, potentially $800K plus by retirement. Start at 32, roughly half that. Same money, just time. Talk to a financial advisor about what's available in your country. Then start now. What if you could invest in real estate without ever buying a house? Sounds impossible, but it's not. Kevin couldn't afford property at 25. Most people can't. But he could afford to buy shares in a REIT, a real estate investment trust. It's like owning a tiny slice of apartment buildings, shopping centers, and office spaces. Every quarter, Kevin receives a dividend, his share of the rental income. No tenants, no maintenance calls, no leaking pipes at midnight. Real estate exposure without the headache. Finally, let's talk about your network. The last asset on this list can't be downloaded or purchased, but it might be the most valuable of all. Kevin joined an online community around his industry. He showed up consistently, he helped people, he asked thoughtful questions. 6 months later, someone in that community referred him to a freelance project worth $3,000. One genuine relationship, one introduction, more money than 3 months of saving. Your network is your net worth. And in many cases, it becomes your biggest shortcut in life. Because if you wait too long, time is the only thing you can't buy back. All right, 10 assets down. Let's talk about what to do with all of this. Kevin didn't do all 10 of these overnight. He started with one, got comfortable, then added another, then another. That's the whole secret. The difference between someone who builds wealth and someone who doesn't isn't intelligence. It isn't even income level. It's the decision, made early, to start treating money as a tool, to buy things that grow, to think like an investor, not just a consumer. Your 20s are not too early. They are, without question, the best time. Every month you wait is a month of compounding you give up forever. So ask yourself, which of these 10 assets will you, buy first? So now it's your turn. Which one of these assets are you going to start with first? Drop your answer in the comments. I read them all. And if this video changed the way you think about money, share it with someone in their 20s who still thinks saving is enough. Because building wealth isn't about working harder, it's about starting earlier. I'll meet you in the next video. Your journey to smarter wealth continues there.